Hey everybody! Ooh, watch out! Watch out! He got you. Crazy! This game was made by Rockstar, and can you believe it? Bungie, Bungie, and Rockstar made a game together, and Oni was born. Anyways, how's everybody doing? This is Six. I'm doing the Let Me Try for Oni. This game came out phew, long time ago, but look at this game. This actually looks pretty cool. This game completely went under the radar for me back when I owned my PS2 way 20 something plus years ago. I just never I don't even remember I don't honestly remember hearing too much about it. Maybe an advertisement here or there. This game kind of reminds me of that game. I think it was called Fear Effect, and I think that was on PS1. It was kind of one of those type games where you hear about it, but you don't really pay it any mind. So I kind of feel like I missed out a little bit on this, but I picked it up and wanted to, give it a try. So this is my first impression of the game, and I would say altogether, I would recommend it, but I recommend it hesitantly because there's a lot of things going on that I like, but there's also a few things that offset it. But I don't think it completely offsets it to the point to where it's a game that you wouldn't want to play altogether.
How can I be of service?
If that makes any sense. So basically, it's like I'm on the fence, but I'm more towards, slightly leaning towards, yeah, check this game out. So one issue that I did have with this game when I started it was that it was really, really dark. Like it wasn't a really bright game. But it's so weird because after I did the recording, it actually was a normal. It was a normal looking color. So that part may have been more on me. Maybe my TV. I don't know. But yeah, it was like really dark. So I actually played through the first part, which is the tutorial, which isn't too bad. Just letting you learn the controls. I'll get back onto that in a second. And the first actual stage, which was like really, really dark. And then it was this stage, the second stage I was playing. So I just wanted to show you guys this stage and what it looks like and give you my opinion on the game. Also, what I was saying earlier about the tutorial stage, one thing that kind of threw me off was the controls. Although I do like it, like seeing how the movement is on this game, I do like how the movement, how I like their concept of what they came up with. It is pretty interesting, but the one thing that I really wish that this game had that would have made it a game to be where it has to be a must play, or at least leaning more towards that, would have been a lock on button. And I have not found one yet while playing this game. But I think it really needs it because a lot of the fighting part, which is what I really like about the game, I'm not too keen on the gunplay and the aiming controls. I didn't honestly really like it all like that. It's like, look at it, it's so strange. I couldn't really vibe with that. So a lot of the stuff I did was just hand-to-hand combat. But I like the hand-to-hand combat part because it's like you can fight in all different directions. The different directions you do different moves and such depending on where your opponent is. But in order to block, you have to stand directly in front of the opponent and not move. So it would have been better if you had a lock on button to where you can lock on to the player, and then as soon as you lock on, you can just let go of that button. So then you can just block. So it's kind of jarring. It's not a deal breaker. but it can be something that can be pretty frustrating for people that's trying to get into this game. Just the controls, it can be a little weird, but it wasn't so bad to where I just was like, I'm not going to play this game. So also the story is a little bit confusing, but I mean, if you're not playing for the story, you're playing for the gameplay. The gameplay isn't bad. The stages of what I've played so far are pretty drab. They're like warehouses and boxes and such, but it's not too bad. It's just that I had the issue with the first stage from before where it was really dark. Now that I'm playing it on this stage, it's actually not bad, but it could use a little more variety, a little more color. The character, she has another outfit, like a police uniform, which is pretty cool. I like her first outfit though, like the cyber gear that she has and the shoes and all that stuff. It looks pretty cool. And I mean, I was enjoying just running around and doing stuff, but at the same time, it's just like huge, empty looking levels, and it can kind of turn you off from that if that's it'll be kind of jarring, to be honest with you. But as far as that, the combat is okay. The gunplay, I don't really vibe with. The exploration is not so bad, but also I gotta make a note of the navigation on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. There's a navigational device that shows you where your next objective is, and it shows it by an arrow. And the yellow as you can see on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, the yellow bar shows you where your objective is, and then in the circle on the right-hand side, it'll show whether it's on the floor above or below. Which, if you can get used to it, it can be pretty handy. But for a person first playing it, it'll make you get lost pretty easily. And since everything looks so similar, it can kind of be a turnoff. So I can understand why some people probably would give up on this game at first, and some people may stick around. I think for me personally, I may stick around. I may do a 6 plays it real quick with this after my first impression, because my first impression on this honestly is more leaning towards giving this game a go. So I am gonna see what I can do as far as that. But hopefully these things improve. This is, like I said, this is my first impression, so I'm hopefully some of these things improve, like the backgrounds, the environments. I've already seen that she learned a new fighting ability. Look, I like the moves, like the throws and stuff. They're pretty cool. The way she moves, the way you can move her around is pretty interesting. It's just some small things that's holding it back, but as far as what I'm playing now, it's really not too bad. The story is kind of more like but I mean, it's not like like I just can't deal with it. So I'm going to continue on playing this game. I think it's pretty cool, this concept that they had. But as far as her combat moves, I think that's the main thing that I really like about it. It's just the hand-to-hand combat. You literally get a punch and a kick button. You can do combinations, you can do throws, you can do rolls, flips, and stuff like that. I think that's pretty neat, especially for this type of game. So I'm going to give it a try, and I would say I would recommend this game, at least for, a quick try. So I'll see if I can continue and get to the next few stages and see if I'm missing anything in particular. In the first stage, like I mentioned before, it was pretty dark, but there were some things that happened in the game that I thought that was pretty cool. So I'm going to give it a shot. As far as what I know about the story, it's your basic dystopian future, totalitarian government. There's an agent working and there's a conspiracy going on. So that's basically what I've been able to gather about this story. But I mean, it's pretty interesting though. So I would suggest that this game gets checked out rather tentatively, but I would still suggest it. So let me put up my list of pros and cons for everybody to take a quick look at, just to gauge if they would be interested in this game or not. So you got the good combat with the hand-to-hand combat, flips, the moves and all that stuff. The movement is pretty good. You got a nice art style. The design is pretty good. And you got the anime intro. I'm not sure yet because it's just my first impression if they have any throughout the game. I'm hoping. But those are some pretty good, solid pros, for at least for my first impression. Now let's look at the cons. Yeah, so the game, the weapon aim is pretty bad. I don't really like it. The stages are kind of huge, but there's not really much to the environments, and the actual controls could use lock on. So those are the three biggest things I've found in my initial first time playing this game. So. But here's the thing, I'm still interested in playing it. So I feel as though even though it has some things that's holding it back, there's still potential and there's a good hope for this game. So like I said before, I'm actually going to see if I can play more of this, see more of the stages, and just see what else this game has to offer. And I'm hoping that you will too after initially seeing this, maybe giving it a chance. Because I mean, it's not so bad. It's not something that's perfect, but it's enjoyable. I'm having a good amount of time with it, so I'm hoping that you will too. Let's check out some of this gameplay. Okay, this is a situation. Oh, I'm getting shot at. Well, this is a situation where I'm so confused as to where I have to go because everything looks the same. Also, when I recorded this previously, it was a lot darker, and I didn't realize that there were stairs that I had to go up, different platforms and such. But I got used to it. But it took a little bit of time. But that's okay though. I mean, every game is not perfect. Just because it's not perfect doesn't mean it won't be enjoyable. So I'm just flowing with it, just enjoying it for what it is. See, I like the combat. That's the one thing that I keep mentioning, is because I just like that. The fact that you have a punch and a kick and you can mix them up. You got throws, you got dodges, all that stuff. That's pretty cool. I like that. Oh yeah, I forgot too, you can actually crouch and do stealth. I don't know if you can do like stealth takedowns or anything, because I mean, I'm trying it right here, but it didn't work. Maybe it can work in the future. I don't know. But I mean, just to have that concept is actually, whoa, he just got destroyed. But maybe in the future, further into the game, maybe there's parts where you can actually use that to your advantage. But that's another thing. Like the shooting part, I couldn't vibe with that. I just couldn't. It wasn't working for me. But I mean, just the regular physical combat was what pulled me in. So. Okay, so I'm continuing on my quest to wherever I have to go next, and hopefully it's not too difficult to find out because I've been wandering all over this place trying to see exactly. Oh, stairwells. Okay, so let's see if I'm going up here, and there's some information regarding the story going on, so it's pretty cool.
Here's a new objective for you, Kanoko.
Oh, that's cool. You can even see the effects of the damage from the firearms that you're using against them on the walls and such. That's a nice touch. I like that. Oh, so now we got lasers. Now remember they were saying how we can get past these in the tutorial, but I'm just not going to follow that. I'm just going to see if they run through real quick. But that's pretty cool too. They're adding some variety, which is interesting. So I'm hoping further into the game we'll be able to see different things like that. So while I'm playing this, I'm actually hoping that this would be one of those type games where even though it's an initial first impression, it might not be exactly what I had hoped, but after further playing through it, it actually becomes something that I really, really enjoy. So this is the type of thing. This is the type of game that I'm really hoping that this becomes, because I mean, I'm playing it and there is potential here initially from what I'm playing. So I'm just really hoping. It's always nice to find a nice gem or get a game recommended that you may have missed and you just end up really enjoying it. So these guys are really trying. Look at me trying to really rumble back, like destroyed. But oh, wow. Do a suplex on me and I die? That's crazy. Any, anyways, thanks for watching this and stay tuned. I may be putting up more of these soon.